Hello and welcome to your weekly mortgage minutes. I'm Josh High, broker here at Swift Home Mortgage. Hey, if you would, before we get started here, would you please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here? It helps us a lot more than you know. The more subscribers we get, the more visibility we get, and the easier things become. So we're working really hard on this content. We would love it if you go ahead and just subscribe to the channel there. Promise we won't bug you. First thing I wanted to talk about is big car payments. I don't know if you follow TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, but it's beginning to be more common to see car dealerships out there trying to normalize a $1,200, $1,500, $1,300 car payment. So you can see where these people go around in the dealership, you know, they have their phone, they're saying, "Hey Susie, what's your car payment? What do you drive?" "Oh, I drive a BMW 5 Series and my payment's $1,230 a month." And they go to the next person, "What do you drive?" "Oh, I drive a new Corvette. My payment is $1,400 per month." And they go through all these employees of car dealers and they're telling you what they drive and what their car payment is. By no means is a high car payment ever a good idea. So when it comes to buying a house, we look at debt to income ratios, and you're probably aware of this. It's a very common metric when we're trying to get a pre-qual or pre-approval done or an actual underwritten loan approval. Now, people's debt ratios are driven by two things: debt to income. Their debt, how much they have to pay out monthly on your credit report with credit cards, student loans, car payments, personal loans, whatever it is. If it's on your credit report, it gets pulled into the debt to income ratio. So you take the total other debts plus the housing debt that we're about to sign them up for, that we're trying to sign them up for, and then we divide it by their gross income, their monthly gross income before taxes. And you know, everybody calculates income differently depending on what kind of work they do: self-employed, commission, bonus, straight pay, whatever. So at the end of the day, it's all debts divided by the income. I laid out a couple scenarios here because I want you to see just what a $1,200, $1,300 car payment can do to someone's buying power. Okay, let's take a look at this first scenario here. We're looking at a $95,000 annual income and a $1,250 auto loan. So their total debt that they have to deal with every month: auto loan $1,250, credit cards $300, student loan $250, and then the new house payment's going to be about $2,476. So they're going to have a total of $4,276, $4,276 per month is their total outgoing debt that we have to count into their debt to income ratio. Now their income is only $79.16 per month, so nearly $8,000 a month. I say only because $95,000 is pretty respectable income, but look how much is being eaten up by the debt that they have here. That's putting them in a 54% debt to income ratio, and for a conventional loan, they're out of the game now. You know, we could still make this fly with FHA or VA potentially if the rest of the file is strong and we have some good compensating factors, but this is what it looks like. This person's going to be spending more than half of their income, gross income before taxes, on debt. And a car payment is not good debt. That's a depreciating asset. It's going to keep declining in value over time, and the interest rate's probably not that appealing either. Now go over here and take a look at the same $95,000 income with a $350 car payment. So what we do here is we go from a maximum sales price. We're trying to buy a $300,000 house here. On that first scenario, they can't do it because they're out of range. If they drop that car payment to $350 a month, same income, same general parameters, they could up their price $385,000 to $385,000. That's an $85,000 increase in additional buying power. So I don't know about you, but when you're looking at houses, an $85,000 spread from $300 to $385 really gets you into a much more appealing market and opens up a ton more options when it comes to inventory and what they can afford. Now let's step down the income a little bit, and let's say we have somebody making $65,000 a year, and this can be combined. This can be household income. Doesn't have to be one person. When we combine it, we just take all the debts for both people, 3 people, however many on the loan, and add it to all their income. So the math is the same either way. So if we're looking at $65,000 a year with an $800 a month car payment, their maximum affordability here is $190,000. Good luck finding a house for $190,000 that your average family wants to move into in a popular area. If you want to buy a house in Hillsborough, Brandon, Tampa, Valrico, Riverview, Apollo Beach, $190,000 is not going to go very far these days. So what's that going to do? It's going to push them out away from work, maybe away from family, out into the outskirts of the area. You might find something out there, but that $800 a month car payment, and this person has 0 credit card debt and $150 student loan, their new house payment on that $190 house is going to be about $1,709 after all taxes and insurance and everything like that. Now, same scenario, $65,000 a year, but with 0 car payment. So this person was able to buy a car cash or work on paying their car off before they got into the housing search and started working with a lender and started getting their pre-approval and getting everything underway. They've paid off their car, they don't have any car debt. So all they have to pay for is a $150 a month student loan. They can raise from $190,000 all the way up to $330,000 in purchase price. That's their max purchase price to do a conventional loan here under 50% debt ratio. So what this really illustrates is just the power of debt management. You can see how much a large car payment just eats away at someone's ability to afford more home or to step up into nicer houses and places that might fit better for their family. Now, before you get mad at me, I understand that everybody needs a car to get around. We are not heavy on public transportation. We don't have, our ride share is expensive. There's a lot of distance to cover, and the areas that we live in, we have to have cars in Florida. It's a fact. So I get it, but do we have to have the most expensive, latest and greatest $1,500 car payments, $1,200 car payments? I don't think so. You can still go out, you can get cash cars, you can get lower priced cars, older cars, used cars. I probably sound like Dave Ramsey here in buying cash cars, but there's really something to be said for that, especially if you're in the season of life to be buying a home and moving up and trying to spread your wings a little bit and get into the real estate market and make that an investment that's going to stick with you for the next handful of years. So cars depreciating, real estate appreciating. If you're going into debt, go into it on appreciating assets. Now, that being said, don't listen to these car salesmen, okay? Car salesmen are there to put you in a car and sell the dream and make you feel good with that new car smell and that tight steering and tight brakes. That's what they're there for. They're gonna charge you for it. They don't care how much you're paying. So steer clear, be careful, and make sure that your people, your clients, your sphere of influence is not falling for normalizing $1,000 car payments. It's just bonkers. Get out of there. Go run. Next thing to talk about, we have a lot of people coming to us that don't want their credit pulled. So they want to sniff around for a loan. They want to figure out what can they do to qualify. What do I have to do to work on my credit? I don't want a hard inquiry. I don't want to get, I don't want to take that big step just yet. Can you help me? The good news is, yes, we can help. We have some products available where we're able to pull a tri-merge credit report. That's Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, all 3 bureaus, all in one report, tri-merged, soft pull. So what that means is it's not a hard inquiry. They're not gonna start getting blown up by telemarketers trying to get them on the phone to say, hey, we see you're applying for a mortgage. Well, why don't you call us? Why don't you work with us? That's gonna avoid all of that. It's not gonna give them a hard inquiry. It's not gonna affect their score, not gonna do anything like that. So it's a really good tool for those that are a little bit apprehensive to get started in the pre-approval process, and it can help them clear that hurdle. If you have anybody who's kind of on the fence or who's a little worried to get started, or they just don't know where they're at, let us know and we'll talk to them. We'll work up an application. We'll do a tri-merge soft pull report. No hard inquiries. It'll give you an idea, give them an idea of what their debts are, where their credit score sits, and what we can do with it. So very popular product. It's pretty cheap. It's reasonable. There's not a whole lot that costs a whole lot of money like credit reports do. So keep that in mind. If you have anybody looking, we're here to help. That's it for your weekly mortgage minutes. I hope you can use this information. I hope you find it valuable. If there's anything you need from me at any time at all, feel free to give me a call. I'm here to help. Thanks again for tuning in to this week's Mortgage Minutes, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.